Time to head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason, this one about Kevin Love and the Cavs.
Dave, I was watching an interview with Kevin Love, and a question was asked of him, with his long career, what other team does he compare this Cavs team to? And he replied that he thinks about it, but would not say, because he wants this team to stay hungry and play as an underdog. This is a great philosophy, and I hope transfers to the Browns. We as Browns fans have to stop bragging about them in the offseason and wait until they prove it on the field.
All right, we appreciate that. Ron Byer, our frequent voicemail contributor. I get it. I think part of the reason that Kevin Love doesn't want to compare this team to the 2016, they're so young. I mean, go out and find out what your ceiling is. Why limit yourself?
Right, that's just it. Really, they have an identity all themselves. Really, you don't see too many teams that are going into the season with this low of expectations at this level, really just surpass everything that everybody was expecting them to do. And we saw them in the preseason, right? And they didn't look very good. They looked like a 25 to 28 win team. But the identity that they have now is clearly something that just all of a sudden took off. It seemed like it took off at like that third game of the year, and they've been sticking with it ever since. They've overcome, the loss of Colin Sexton, the loss of Ricky Rubio, extended losses to, Lauri Markkanen and Isaac Okoro was out for a while. They've been able to weather all those storms, and really that's because their identity is clearly something that you don't see very often. I think now, I don't mean to hype them up, but they very much remind me of those old Golden State Warriors teams before they made their runs to the finals, when Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green were still young, getting bounced in the first round, getting bounced in the second round, and eventually worked their way up. When those guys first started, those Warriors teams first started, they were looked at very similarly to these Cavs. It's like, well, they have some nice players, but do they have a superstar? And eventually you grow into that. And hopefully that would be the case for these Cavs, because really there's the ceiling. We're talking about a ceiling this year, but if you think about 2-3 years down the road, they could be really scary for the rest of the league.